Scott, from a creative standpoint, what changes have you seen and what are you seeing now? Scott, you're on mute.
Yeah, I'm on mute because the hotel I'm in, they're repaving right out in front of my door. So
That's not a great experience.
right. I think it's, the before and after pandemic is going to be fascinating. I think that I would echo any brand that spent money on customer experience, true customer experience, meaning making people's lives better, really caring about their customer, as the marketers say, authentic way, paid huge dividends to date. I think with the rise of and the permanence of the convenience economy, where everyone, this is not broken down by generation, but everyone wants what they want, how they want it delivered to their home now, it has changed the game forever. And the speed in which the convenience economy is working and the the behavioral changes. Mm-hmm. But I would say from the creative point of view that what I've seen is the people, you have to spend and you have to spend to create an experience and it can't be exclusively digital. Mm-hmm. So, because it's a 360 approach. And I would say oftentimes people misinterpret that when I say it, and I'm talking as like Hudson Yards. What the hell are they going to do with Hudson Yards? Well, they created this gigantic mall on the west side of New York City with this extraordinary experience, but you've got to go there in person. What I would say is they've got to spend on people. The service profit chain at the end of the day, whether you're serving up personalized messages in a call center or in a digital sweatshop or on the front lines of brick and mortar, you got to get the best people delivering real customer service. And that is oftentimes expensive because you have to spend time finding the right people for your brand. Full stop.
Absolutely.
May I just add something? I echo that so much, and this is the sort of hybrid commerce that needs to be recognized by the physical return to stores and the virtual online has to be seamless, right? Because it's going to break your brand and experience. If you don't have good, strong point of sale integration of data, for me, the shopper who has bought a ton from you online and is now walking into your store. And, I'd like to be recognized. Scott, from the hotel industry, this, right? I'm a titanium elite Marriott. And I like that. I love that recognition when I walk in and somebody does say that simple line, thank you for being ... right? But there are other things that can break that experience for me and create a detractor. So, for the audience listening, it's literally looking at that 360 model that Scott is mentioning here of hybrid online and offline. And if you're an offline retailer today, you've got to be digital. Yes. No ifs, ands, or buts. And if you're an offline and online, it's got to be seamless from the customer experience.
I want to build on just one point, which is also in the hospitality in particular, or at the Children's Place, we used to talk about, let's create a wow experience, and wow was over and over. And, customers have gotten pretty used to wow experiences. And now everything's got to be really awesome. I mean, it's got to be Instagrammable. That's how awesome it's got to be. It's got to have some place for me to take a selfie, or I buy a Nike shoe and I take a picture of it and I upload it, or an exchange of whether it's just merchandise or the store experience, the Nike flagships where they're just these monuments to athleticism. The game has changed. Awesomeness now, because of social media, is every bit as important to think about creating and putting it in the customer's hands.
Yeah. Can I comment one other thing, Alexandra? Sorry, I don't know if this is what we're supposed to be
Go ahead,
doing,
Lori.
but I just want to add to something that that Scott said that I agree with, which, so I think this notion of kind of this wow factor, I agree with it, these Instagrammable moments, all of that. But what I just want to make everyone just think about is I think sometimes that stuff is undermined when companies don't do the basics right. And I'll give you just, two sort of, very basic examples, but Wayfair, I bought hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars of stuff from them. And I went to return something recently and I called and they were like, well, we can't help you if you don't have your order number. And I'm like, really? Like, and instead of them just saying, oh, you don't have your order number available, let's think of other ways that we could get to that. What was the address it was mailed to? What was the name of the person? I mean, there's probably 6 different ways in their CRM, but they led with, oh, well, if you don't have your order number, you can't return it. So I thought that was an example where, oh my gosh. So here they are doing all these like cool things online and everything. And yet that simple little thing, they kind of got it wrong. And then on the flip side, just yesterday, I went to make a lunch reservation for this weekend in the city, and I called the Smith. Paid political announcement. I don't own any stock in the Smith. I just like their Brussels sprouts. But anyway, I called the Smith, and then they asked for my phone number to confirm the reservation. And he goes, "Is this Lori?" And after I had that little bit of a kind of, oh my God moment, I said, "How do you know that?" And he's like, "Oh, you've been here before, haven't you?" And I all of a sudden, like my whole body language changed. I was like, "Yes, I love it here. Can't wait to bring my sister. She's never been." So that little thing of him just being able to pull up my phone number and know my first name and know who I was made me feel so valued and reinforced my decision to want to eat there versus the experience with Wayfair where they just started on a negative note. So I think to summarize, I agree wholeheartedly with what Scott and Megan said about use technology, focus on the wow factor, but don't get so focused on kind of these sexy moments that you forget to do the basics right.